Hi, everyone, and welcome to the third of 3 videos on increasing family access and system coordination through coordinated eligibility and enrollment, or CEE. This one's on facilitators and barriers to implementing CEE and other important things to remember. My name is Wei-Bing Chen, and this is my colleague Howard Morrison. To learn more about us, you can scan the QR code to connect with us on LinkedIn. You can also follow SRI on LinkedIn and subscribe to SRI EDU News by scanning the QR code. So in our past 2 videos, we talked about what CEE is, why you should do it, and how to get started planning for it. Howard, in our national learning and community experience and in our past work, we learned about some key factors that, when present, can really propel a community CEE efforts forward. We've also noticed that these same factors can act as serious roadblocks when absent. Can you talk us through some of these points?
Sure. So relationship building is a key facilitator of this work. The flip side of this is it can also become a big barrier if it doesn't happen well. They are 2 sides of the same coin. Coordinating enrollment processes takes time and problem solving, compromise, and willingness to change long-standing programmatic practices for a greater good. Teams or committees need to work together to foster a sense of partnership and treat relationships like human infrastructure that requires investment. For example, Ready Region West in Virginia got its start through the United Way and has been building relationships for over 100 years. 2 other main facilitators and barriers to CEE are funding and having a champion on staff who can lead and take ownership of the work. Investing in CEE requires finding funding that is considered extra beyond what is required for program implementation, and this can be difficult. To make progress, steady funding is needed to pay for both staff time and to develop the process and for any data infrastructure. Louisiana, Oregon, Colorado, First 5 Alameda County all have sustainable funding that supports their CEE work. 1 or more staff champions who will make CEE their cause and lead the work through challenges is another key to success. Ideally, these individuals are in a position where they are empowered to make influential decisions and are able to reach out across programs and/or agencies and build relationships with other leaders. For example, First 5 Alameda County in South Carolina had staff members who understood the benefits of CEE and were strong supporters of using CEE as a way to strengthen their early childhood systems. Speaking of supportive leadership, having buy-in from high-level leaders across programs that you are trying to coordinate is critical to the success of your efforts. Although not in our learning community, we know that South Carolina's ability to launch a statewide portal required the leaders of multiple state agencies overseeing dozens of programs to agree to include those programs in their portal. Wei-Bing, we've covered a lot in our 3 episodes. Could you share some of the highlights?
Sure. So what we're hoping that you'll take away from this video series is that CEE is a systems building strategy that requires widespread community buy-in to plan for and implement, requires partnership, requires partners having a shared purpose, goal, and direction, takes an initial investment in relationship building, time and resources, but most importantly is worth doing because it benefits families, providers, and communities. So if you're interested in coordinating eligibility and enrollment in your community, you don't and shouldn't do it alone. You can't and shouldn't do it alone. Some of the ways to get started are, you can connect with the program leads in your state or locality. You can identify local organizations that could be an ally or a funder or a potential partner. And you can seek experienced, qualified entities to support you and consult with you along your journey.
So one more time, SRI has a number of other resources to assist you in your CEE journey. Be sure to check them out. Here's where you can also go learn more about SRI education and some of the other interesting work that we do. Thank you for joining us, and you can find these slides on the SRI EDU news page at srieducationnews.org.
Thanks for joining us.